China has abstained from voting on a UN Security Council resolution, condemned Russia's military activity in Ukraine, urged Moscow to cease all attacks and evacuate all troops immediately. China's vote abstention revealed that no country on the council was willing to completely support Moscow. And China's stance is seen as a success for Western countries aiming to portray Russia as internationally isolated. As the Western countries have imposed unprecedented sanctions on Russia's corporate and financial system, Russia is experiencing worldwide isolation as a result of its actions. Russia has stated that it is counting on China's assistance to endure the devastating economic sanctions imposed by Western nations over the Ukraine conflict, despite the fact that the US has warned Beijing not to give that lifeline. According to the US media reports, Russia requested military support from China, but the Chinese embassy in Washington said it was unaware of this request. And multiple US news outlets report that Russia has approached China expressly for military weapons, including drones. But the answer of China to that request is unknown, they said. The US, on the other hand, said China will face harsh consequences if it aids Russia in its invasion of Ukraine. The warning comes ahead of a meeting between top US and Chinese officials in Rome. Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, will meet his Chinese counterpart, Yang Jiechi, in Rome. They will almost certainly discuss the impact of Russia's conflict on Ukraine on regional and global security. Sullivan said, "We are closely monitoring the extent to which China actually provides material and economic support to Russia." He also said, "We will not allow that to happen, and we will not allow any government, anywhere in the globe, to provide a lifeline to Russia through economic sanctions. We are communicating directly and privately to Beijing that there would be consequences for large-scale sanctions, evasion efforts, or support to Russia to backfill him," Sullivan told CNN. Since the beginning of the crisis, Beijing has expressed strong rhetorical support for longtime partner Moscow, but no military or economic assistance has been openly acknowledged. So far, China has refrained from condemning Russia for the invasion, instead stating that Moscow's legitimate security concerns must be treated seriously. In recent days, Chinese state media and government officials have claimed that the war is a special military operation rather than an invasion, also condemned the United Kingdom, the United States, and others for providing weapons to Ukraine's military, claiming that they were adding fuel to the fire. Officials in China have also stated that Washington should not be able to complain about Russia's activities because the US invaded Iraq under false pretenses. Sanctions have prevented Moscow access. After the European Union, China is Russia's top export market. According to China's customs agency, Russian exports to China in 2021 worth $79.3 billion, with oil and gas accounting for 56% of that total. Russian Finance Minister Anton Siluanov stated that sanctions had deprived Moscow of access to $300 billion of its $640 billion in gold, foreign exchange reserves, and that Beijing is under pressure to shut down more. He stated that we keep a portion of our gold and foreign exchange reserves in yuan. And we can see what pressure Western countries are putting on China in order to reduce mutual trade with China. Naturally, there is pressure to restrict access to those reserves. It should be noted that Xi Jinping hosted Russian President Vladimir Putin for the opening ceremony of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, just weeks before Russia launched its invasion on February 24th. During Putin's visit to China last month, the two leaders published a 5,000-word statement pledging no limits in the two countries' friendship.